Growing old is not merely about counting the years that have passed, it is about cherishing the moments that remain. Each wrinkle tells a story, each silver strand whispers of experience, and every quiet morning brings with it the gift of another sunrise. Yet among all the lessons that time gives us, one truth stands gently but firmly above the rest. Our bodies never stop speaking to us. They communicate not with words, but with signs, sensations, and subtle shifts, signals that when ignored may become the final whisper before silence. Every year, thousands of older adults pass away suddenly, seemingly without cause, without pain, without warning. Families are left stunned, wondering how someone who appeared perfectly fine could vanish overnight. But medical science and quiet observation reveal something profound. Sudden deaths in the elderly are rarely without hints. They share a quiet, dangerous connection, a fragile imbalance, deep within the body's rhythms. This hidden trait, often unnoticed and untreated, is what binds most of these stories together. It is not about bad luck or fate, but about the slow, unseen fading of the body's harmony. A disruption in the heart's communication with the rest of the system. To understand this, we must look at the body as an orchestra. The heart as the conductor, the brain as the composer, and the vessels as the instruments. When the harmony is steady, life flows smoothly. But as age settles in, the strings loosen, the tempo falters, and the quiet cracks in rhythm begin to grow. The hidden trait common among those who die suddenly is silent cardiovascular instability, a loss of coordination between the heart, brain, and blood flow. It creeps in slowly, masked by what we call normal aging, until one day the system simply can't sustain its song. However, the body doesn't give up without warning. It leaves signs, 6 gentle but urgent whispers, that something beneath the surface is changing. These warnings may seem small, even ordinary, but they are the body's plea for attention. Recognizing them early can be the difference between crisis and continued peace. The first warning sign is sudden and unexplained fatigue. Fatigue in older adults is often brushed aside as a natural part of aging. Yet when it appears abruptly, it can mean much more. Imagine waking up and feeling drained before the day even begins, or losing energy halfway through a simple walk. The spark that once carried you through the morning coffee, the newspaper, the garden, or a conversation suddenly flickers out. This fatigue is not laziness. It's your heart whispering that it's struggling to send oxygen where it's needed. The cells are yearning for nourishment. The muscles are calling for circulation. And the rhythm that once fueled every movement is slowing down. Many elderly individuals experience this in the weeks or days before sudden death, yet they assume they simply need more rest. But rest alone cannot cure what is rooted in the heart's rhythm. The second warning sign is an irregular heartbeat, that strange flutter or skipped beat that often goes unnoticed. It may come with a feeling of pressure, a moment of breathlessness, or even a quiet pause in the chest. These sensations are often dismissed, but they can signal arrhythmia, an irregular electrical pattern that can suddenly stop the heart's rhythm. The human heart, though strong, relies on perfect timing, each beat like a step in a dance. When that timing falters even slightly, it can trigger a chain reaction. The tragedy is that these rhythm changes are sometimes fleeting. They vanish as quickly as they appear, leaving the person unaware of the danger that just passed. But when the electrical system misfires too often, it may one day fail completely. Listening to your heartbeat, not just through a stethoscope, but through awareness, can be life-saving. The third warning sign is shortness of breath or dizziness during mild activity. When something as gentle as walking to the mailbox, climbing a few stairs, or talking for a few minutes leaves you breathless, it's not merely aging lungs, it's a signal that oxygen exchange is failing. The heart and lungs work like partners in a lifelong dance, each relying on the other for balance. When the heart weakens or the arteries tighten, oxygen delivery falters. The brain, starved of oxygen, triggers dizziness or confusion as a plea for help. These small moments, the brief pauses to catch your breath, the lightheadedness after standing, are red flags that deserve attention. They're often precursors to cardiac arrest or stroke, especially in those who already have blood pressure or cholesterol concerns. The fourth warning sign hides in plain sight. Swelling in the legs, feet, or ankles. Many older people notice their shoes feeling tighter at night, or their socks leaving deep marks on the skin. What's happening isn't just fluid retention, it's the heart's weakened ability to pump blood upward. Gravity pulls fluid down, and when circulation slows, it collects in the lower body. This swelling, called edema, is the body's way of revealing hidden heart strain. It may seem harmless at first, but as fluid builds up, it begins to press on veins, lungs, and even the heart itself. This pressure can lead to sudden shortness of breath during sleep or fatal fluid overload. A swollen foot today could be a quiet message about tomorrow's danger. The fifth warning sign is confusion or sudden forgetfulness. Many families notice this change before the individual does. An elderly loved one who begins to forget conversations, misplace familiar items, or seem lost in places they know well. This cognitive shift isn't always due to dementia. Often it's the brain signaling that blood flow is decreasing. The brain is the most sensitive organ in the body to oxygen loss. Even a slight drop in circulation can affect memory, mood, and awareness. When blood doesn't flow steadily to the brain, neurons misfire and clarity fades. These moments of confusion are not just mental lapses. They are physical signs of internal imbalance. Paying attention to sudden mental fog can provide a crucial opportunity for early intervention. The sixth and final warning sign is changes in sleep patterns. Older adults often experience restless nights or sudden shifts in their sleep rhythm. But when someone begins to wake up gasping for air, snore unusually loudly, or seem excessively tired even after a full night's rest, the cause may be deeper. Conditions like sleep apnea and nighttime arrhythmia can cause oxygen levels to drop dangerously low while resting. The person may not even realize what's happening. Many sudden deaths in sleep occur due to this. The quiet heart stopping in the stillness of the night. When breathing pauses, the brain sends distress signals. But if the heart is already weakened, it may not recover. These sleep-related issues often go untreated because they're invisible to others, yet they're among the most preventable. Each of these 6 signs, fatigue, irregular heartbeat, breathlessness, swelling, confusion, and sleep disturbance, forms part of the same story. They are chapters in the book of the body's struggle for balance. They point to the same fragile thread: declining circulation and energy exchange. The heart, the brain, and the blood are in constant conversation, and when one falls silent, the others soon follow. But this story doesn't have to end in tragedy. Awareness is power. Recognizing these signs early allows time to act, to restore, to heal. Doctors can treat arrhythmias, manage fluid buildup, and balance oxygen levels with medication, therapy, and care. But the most powerful medicine begins at home, with observation, understanding, and compassion. When you notice your loved one growing more tired than usual, don't dismiss it. Ask gentle questions. When you hear them mention a racing heartbeat, or see them pause to catch their breath, don't let it pass unnoticed. Encourage a medical checkup, not out of fear, but out of love. When they forget something or seem distant, bring them closer. Remind them that aging doesn't mean invisibility. Every moment still matters, and attention is an act of care. Our elders spent their lives listening to our laughter, to our needs, to the changing rhythm of time. Now it is our turn to listen to them, and to their bodies. We often think sudden death is a thief in the night, but it is more like a candle slowly running out of wax. The flame dims, flickers, and finally fades, unless someone refills the candle before it's too late. By recognizing the signs, we can extend the flame, perhaps for years. There is also an emotional side to this. Many seniors hide their symptoms because they fear being a burden. They say, "I'm fine," even when they are not. They smile through discomfort, dismiss warning signs, and continue their routines quietly. But behind those calm faces may lie silent fatigue, dizziness, or pain. It is crucial for families, caregivers, and communities to build an environment where speaking about health feels safe, not shameful. A conversation today can save a life tomorrow. Let's not wait for crisis to remind us of connection. Let's start with care, with compassion, and with awareness. The gift of longer life is not in the number of days, but in the depth of understanding that fills them. It's also worth remembering that prevention doesn't require grand effort. Small habits, gentle daily walks, staying hydrated, eating balanced meals rich in fruits and fiber, regular checkups, and sufficient rest can transform heart health. Avoiding heavy late-night meals, limiting salt intake, and managing stress through meditation or prayer can restore internal harmony. A body that feels heard heals better than one that feels ignored. So if you are in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, listen closely to your body's rhythm. If you care for someone in that season of life, observe their patterns, their breathing, their movement, their moments of pause. When something feels off, trust that intuition. The body doesn't lie. It has been communicating faithfully for decades. The least we can do is pay attention. We often think of death as sudden, but the truth is, the body prepares long before it happens. There are always signs, small, consistent, gentle. They appear as changes in energy, rhythm, sleep, or awareness. By acknowledging them, we give ourselves the grace to act. Sudden death is not always preventable, but much of it is predictable. And prediction means possibility. Possibility for treatment, for comfort, for extra time. To the elderly listening to this, know that your body is wise. Every signal it gives is a message, not a mistake. To the caregivers, children, and friends, know that your attention can become medicine. To notice is to care. Aging is not a curse. It is the flowering of a long journey, the ripening of a soul that has weathered storms and witnessed dawns. It deserves peace, not fear. The goal is not to live forever, but to live well, and to leave gently, not suddenly. So take this knowledge not as a warning, but as a whisper of hope. The heart still speaks, even in old age. The brain still remembers kindness. The lungs still draw the breath of life. And as long as we listen, truly listen, we can walk alongside time with grace. Let's promise ourselves and our loved ones this: to honor the signs, to cherish the moments, to respond with care instead of dismissal, because behind every heartbeat is a story that wants to continue. And when we give that story the attention it deserves, life does not end suddenly. It transitions peacefully, like the setting sun giving way to a calm, eternal dusk. This is the gentle truth that Elder Echoes seeks to share, that awareness brings peace, and understanding brings life. The wisdom of age is not just in remembering the past, but in recognizing the present, in the heartbeat, the breath, the steps we still take. Every life is precious. Every signal is sacred. And when we listen, truly listen, the echoes of those we love never fade. For more videos, subscribe my channel.